Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Tommy Talks. I am Tommy, and this is episode 2 of Tommy Talks. How are you? This is the first time officially live streaming on the YouTube channel, so we're going to start things off a little slow. I'm a couple minutes ahead, but we're going to put it out there. We're going to share the stream, have all this fun jazz. For those of you watching this afterwards, I am so sorry. But I hope everybody is having an awesome day. Am I streaming on the correct YouTube channel? Because it doesn't say live on my end. I'm not live on my wrestling channel, am I? I am not. Am I live on Facebook? I shouldn't be live on Facebook. I am not. If I'm not live on this YouTube channel, and I'm on live on the other YouTube channel, then where am I live? There is no way. It won't let me copy the stream link. Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. Oh, I am live. Why is it not showing live? Are my settings set weird? I didn't have it set to private, did I? I don't know. Genuinely don't know. Because this should hypothetically say live. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now it says I'm live. Hey. There we go. Hello. How's it going? Boom. Let's click on the channel again right quick. Yes. Okay, it just took a little bit, so but there we go. And we're only 3.5 minutes in. All right, let's share the stream here. What's on your mind tonight? Tell us what you're thinking. What is happening? I don't want to print anything. Okay. Alrighty. And if you're watching this, you should go share the stream as well. You should share the stream as well. I do have a toothpick. All right. All right. Well, I don't want to have to wait too long for the people who are going to watch this after the fact. But before I get started, I will show you guys something super cool. You can see it out this thing right here. This bad boy. Look at this. See, it looks like it's all the villains. You see Doom, you see Venom, but then wham, look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. This was a gift from an amazing group of people that I love dearly. Thank you guys so much again for this. I haven't hung it up yet because I don't know where I want to hang it, but I do really like it just sitting right here. It's not going to stay there, but I do actually really enjoy that. So until I find a really good spot for it, I mean, and this might end up being its permanent place. Who knows? I don't like my mic always being in the shot, but like, you can't hear me that well. Oh, I was playing around also with the Streamlabs, and I set up some stuff, like so like you can talk to me like this, right? And then I got another thing that's like bam. Oh, look at that. The transition. The theme. I've got a theme. It is one of those free ones, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But I can do that, and then I can go back here to just me, oos. And then look at this. I can also chill right here. Although I should I should probably flip these. I I kind of want to flip them, but I don't really want to mess with it too much right now. But just know that I can see right here. I'm looking right here when I'm doing this. I'm looking right at the chat. So, but who knows? Hopefully, I don't even know if it actually works. I wonder, hold on. If I go type in my own chat, what should I say? What should I say? What's a funny line? What's a funny line? There. Nope. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Here's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna switch this over, actually, so where you guys can see as well. Look at this right here. You guys, you ever feel like you could just wear a cinnamon roll that looks like it's covered in jizz on your body? Well, don't I have the shirt for you? Look at that. I am going to put the link for this because you can also get our tag team merch, mine and Wesley's. We have a Terrifier theme shirt in here somewhere as well. Wrestling Survivor. You can also go to my merch store as well. That is not what that is. Whoops, back out of there. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is we're learning on the fly. I don't know why that did that. That did not take me to my t-shirt site. We're learning new things here. Okay, so we're going to put this back to here while I'm still going to put the link for all of that in the chat. So find this, copy this link right here. Boom, copy. I'm going to put this in the chat. Boom. Let's see if it shows up on my end or on the screen at all. It didn't show up on my end over here, like on my Streamlabs chat. Let's see if it I don't know. I don't think it's gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna do it. I don't think it works. Oh well. I do have the chat pulled up though, so I can still see the chat. Oh my god, this stream is so far behind. So I will be able to see if you chat. So you know what I'm going to do? In the meantime, I'm going to take this and I'm going to hide it. Going to hide it all. Boom. Do that. Get that out of there. And we're going to take this bad boy and just center that right there. Bam. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's get on to the first topic of the day, which is Evil Dead Rise. No, Jesus Christ. Evil Dead Burn. Evil Dead Burn. It was a sight to behold. I'm just to jump right into it, non-spoiler first. I really enjoyed this movie. I really loved this movie. As I said in the in my not out of theater reaction, but just got home from watching the movie reaction. This movie hit me in all the right spots. I loved it so much. It's not perfect, but it is a lot of fun. And the best thing about this movie is people are like, "Oh, it's it's normally what you get with an Evil Dead movie." And people say that like it's a bad thing, but I don't see it that way. Like oh, I got what I was expecting. Well, yeah, because that's what I wanted. I was expecting it because that's what I wanted. And I got exactly what I was expecting, which is what I wanted. So I don't know how many more different times I'm gonna say that. Call me out on it, please. Stop. But when you think of these new line of Evil Dead movies, Evil Dead 2013, Evil Dead Rise, when we're going into Evil Dead Burn, we're thinking we want the Deadites to have personality. We want them to have a sense of humor. And we want this movie to be fucking brutal. And we wanted to push the lore. And we got all those things. Although, I will say, the lore did not get pushed forward that much, but it was enough. It was enough. And I think that Evil Dead Wrath, when it comes out, I think next year, is going to tickle that fancy for all of us. But the Deadites were extremely hilarious. I have slowly become to I've slowly come to realize that I might have a type, and it's not very healthy. But is there's a specific scene. I don't think this is necessarily a spoiler because it's in the trailer. In the scene where the girl's got the headrest from the car, like the metal part stabbed through her, and she pulls it out. She goes to pull it out, but then she looks over at the group and she goes, and then just pulls it out. Like that's shit like that. I'm like, I love that. That's so fun. It's so fun. It's just fun. The Deadites were, well, at least this Deadite was fun. A couple of the Deadites were fun. Some of them were not so fun. But and then just the brutality. God damn. This movie is mean. If you and then obviously you've probably heard it at this point. If you are sensitive to animal cruelty or animal violence of any kind on screen, there is a scene that you do not want to see. It is the end of the dinner table scene, and I'll just leave it at that, so that way you're prepared. If you are sensitive to anything associated with domestic abuse or manipulation, gaslighting, that fun stuff, there are themes of that throughout this movie, and there are themes of self-harm and suicide. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. I had myself a little bit of a tick there. It happens from time to time. You're just gonna have to bear with me. Am I not centered? Do I need to scoot over a little bit? Just, or maybe the camera needs to. I don't know. I like this angle though. But all right. But if those are things you are sensitive to, just be aware. I'm not telling you to skip this movie at all. Absolutely not. You should go watch this movie because it's fantastic. But just be aware. All right. So to cap off my non-spoiler review, this movie is an 8 out of 10. On the negative side of it, there is a couple moments before you get to the ending where the CGI is very noticeable and kind of ugly. but it's like a 95-10 split, because like the rest of it looks awesome. Like I'm not like a big CGI hater or stickler, but I love it when like practical effects are enhanced by CGI. Like I think that's the best of both worlds. And I think that the majority of this movie used that aspect, and it worked out so well. There are like one or two scenes before you get to the big bad, and that didn't work for me. But I'll let you know a couple more about those in spoilers. But then when you get to the big bad, you know, in 2013 we had the Abomination. In Evil Dead Rise we had the Marauder. And I was waiting to see what this movie was going to do to separate itself, besides just, you know, besides overall themes of the movie. Like, what was going to be the big thing that separated this movie from the rest? And I liked the idea that it went with, but it is just a big CGI thing. And there's ways you could have done this practically, and then you could have used CGI to enhance it just to help out. And like, but man, dude, the end of this movie does not work for me. The entire last bit, I would have rather, like, if this is what you were gonna do for the ending, I would have rather it been done right then and there, and not drawn out. And then it is drawn out, and it's not great. But then once the big bad is defeated, I liked everything that came afterwards. So, with that being said, go see Evil Dead Burn. 8 out of 10. I loved it. What did you think, Steven? Let me know in the comments below. Alrighty then. I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, by the way. I'm drinking zero sugar, by the way. Zero sugar Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew Doritos. I've got protein Doritos. That's not what those are. Those are garlic Parmesan Doritos. But I'm eating those in tandem with the protein Doritos. Mountain Dew Doritos, dude. I still don't think anyone's watching, which is totally fine. Because I'm going to do this for me. I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for me. Because I like to talk about these things. I love to talk about movies. I love to talk about TV shows. It is one of my absolute favorite things to do. So, if nobody wants to watch me do it, that's fine. I'll watch myself. Did that come out? That came out wrong. Or did it? Ooh. Why is that going so slow? I feel like my live stream keeps getting caught behind somehow. I feel like every time I click off of it, it's just like, nah, fam. That was so weird though, how I clicked my link earlier and it took me to... well, see, now it works. What? Well, all right, look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. So you see it. I clicked on my link. Boom. There it is. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Look at this t-shirt. The Trap Daddy. Shout out Dave Sagan. He called me the Trap Kang. Trap Daddy. I've got massive... You can't really tell right now, can you? I've got massive fucking traps, though. This photo, weirdly enough, is not, like, doing the best for my traps. Like, they're there, and they're obviously huge, but... what am I doing? But, like, my traps are actually a lot bigger than that. I just really liked this photo. It was a really good photo, and I wanted to use it somehow. So I thought about just the shit Dave Sagan was calling me. So, and that is from the wrestling world of things. But this is all my wrestling merchandise. If any of you guys were curious, you can see my Instagram and everything. All right. Before we get into, I want you to watch this promo. I want you to watch this promo real quick, okay? And then we'll talk about spoilers for Evil Dead Burn. This is Tommy, your very last professional wrestling match is coming up. What do you have on your mind? Okay, let me unmute it. Hold on. All right, go back to it. Can I don't know how it works. All right.
Did you know that on August 8th, I will be having my last professional wrestling match? Well, now you do. It's going to be at the Property Event Center in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. August 8th, hosted by Bizarre Underground Wrestling. The Summer Bazaar. It's going to be a great event. But here's what you might not know. is that this isn't just any normal match. No, it's a tag team match. And I,
Tag team match.
Thomifer James Dean, Wisconsin Money Hand III, will be
James
teaming up
Dean,
with
Wisconsin
a special
Money
guest
Hand
celebrity. That's right.
Who's gonna
You
be?
know him. You love him. You sick fucks might even worship him.
Do
it's
you?
the devil himself, Lucifer.
What?
Give it up. Round of applause for Lucifer,
Why is he
everybody.
teaming with
That's
Lucifer?
right. He's going to be my special tag team partner. This guy right here.
Oh my god.
And we're going to be
Look at that
taking
guy.
on a couple of young guns.
What?
A couple of young, hungry SOBs. Some might even call these guys freaky. That's right. I'm
what?
talking about Titan Spitz and Riley Goon.
Yo, what kind of pro wrestling
Let me
match
tell
is
you about
this?
these guys. Once again, they're young, they're hungry, they're sus as hell, and they wrote me
No
a
way.
letter.
How
That's
sus?
how serious they are. Boom.
They wrote you a
Read it out
letter,
for you
dude?
guys verbatim right here today.
You guys see I have no problem watching myself. I
On
make
August
myself
8th,
laugh.
we're coming for you, Tommy.
Whoa.
We're coming harder than we've ever came for anybody else.
Hey,
We
yo.
hope you're ready.
Jesus Christ.
Strong words from the competition. But let me tell you, I'm not intimidated one bit.
You're not?
You think
I am.
you guys are my first round of spitters?
No?
You guys
What?
think you're my first round of gooners? You're not. And on August 8th, you're not even going to be my last. But I
No
will
way.
tell you what's going to happen on August 8th. I will have my last professional wrestling match, so I need everybody watching this to be there.
That
Because
includes you
Titan,
guys. If you're watching
you
this
spit
stream
your last
afterwards.
spit. Riley, you tugged your last goon.
Do you tug
it all
goons?
comes to an end.
I don't know if you
August
tug
8th.
goons there,
I
Tommy.
hope you boys are ready, because I'm ready. You weird diddy fucks.
Did he?
Superhero exit.
I'm gonna mute it because it plays my theme song. But I'll let you see that. So you can see that there. All right, let's go back to this. That's pretty cool, man. But yeah. So link for my merchandise page in the chat. You can use that link to go to my page. You can go to Wesley Crane's page. You can go to our podcast page. All that fun stuff. Shop the classics. Click on that link. When it says shop the classics, you do actually have to click on it. You can't just because underneath it is not the classics. I mean, they're classics at this point. My camera. What happened? Did my phone die? What is happening? Oh my god, no. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. What the heck? We're back, baby. Oh, you can see my monitor. Whoops. That's trippy. Oh man, sorry. See, I use my iPhone for my camera. I use my phone for my camera, and I got a phone call because I forgot to hit on Do Not Disturb. Whoopsie doozies. All right, let's get into spoilers for Evil Dead Burn. We're 23 minutes in, and I don't want to go super long today. Evil Dead Burn was phenomenal. It was fantastic. I loved it a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope I don't get copyright striked if I just show this. It's on mute, so we're good. This movie was amazing. All right, so getting into it, we got. I think is his name Will? His name's Will, I believe. He's a bit of an abusive husband to. Why can I remember? Why can I not remember anyone's name? I can't remember anyone's name. Oops. Why? What the dude? Dude, everyone's gonna laugh at you. Alice. Okay, so Will plays the husband to Alice, who is our protagonist, and he is very clearly not a good husband, not a good dude at all, but he's very manipulative and gaslit to where, like, you know, the way he talks, the way he speaks, it's almost like making himself look like the victim, making her look like she's the problem, but probably making her feel like she's the problem, even though every bad thing that's ever happened has been physically done to her, not him, and all that fun jazz. So not a good dude. He ends up in a car wreck where he runs into Jessica from Evil Dead Rise. You guys remember Evil Dead Rise? You remember how that movie started / ended? Well, if you don't, the opening to that movie is tied into the end of that movie. So we have a cold open, goes into the title card, and then boom, cuts back to the day or a couple days prior, and we go through the events of Evil Dead Rise that we go through. And then when you get to the end of it, when it gets to the next day, after all the shit has hit the fan, the spirit that was initially taking over Ellie takes over Jessica, who is on her way to a lake cabin, which is at the very beginning of the movie. This movie opens up actually with Jessica in that lake. And it's the same Jessica from Evil Dead Rise, and she takes out a couple guys in some brutal, harsh ways, and I loved every second of it. And then when she's done, she goes and just stands on the side of the road, and she just waits, and she's eventually met with Will, who doesn't see her as she stumbles into the road and gets hit by a car. And then we cut to Will and his club. They're celebrating his brother's birthday, and that's where we get the first hint that he is not such a good guy. He's not such a good husband. I'm not going to spend time going beat for the movie, but that is how the movie opens. And then at the end of that scene, Will decides he's going to drive drunk. And then, boom, cuts back to Jessica waiting for him in the middle of the road. My eye is so itchy. Oh my God, look at that. This trailer is amazing. Also, hold on. Oh, hold on. Go back to it. All right, run it back. Run it back. Run it back, daddy. Where's that? Boom, there's where here's Jessica. This is the scene right here that you probably want to skip if you're sensitive to animal violence on the screen. Where is she? Come on, come on, come on. Because I have a very important question for all of you. Also, actually, real quick, while we're here, Freddy Krueger or nah? It's been a conversation recently. Think this guy could be Freddy Krueger? I think he could. He's not my top pick, but I do think he could be Freddy Krueger. All right. Where's she at? Look at Granny go. We are in spoiler territory at this point, so heads up if you're watching. Oh, my fingies. They're gone now. Even the trailer was just brutal. That's the scene right there. Hold on. Go back to it. So, this scene right here, it's fun. It's cool. It looks weird, and that's kind of how it looks in the movie. But it didn't bother me too much. But then, this is kind of like where it starts. Like that guy right there. Where'd he go? Come back. Come back. Hey, what's up, Jess? No. Where was it? Ooh, oh my God. Okay, so, all right. Serious question. Smash or pass? Because smash. As dude bro as that makes me sound. Like, oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Evil Dead Burn. I really enjoyed this movie, man. Okay. All right. But then, yeah, so then the spirit that was inside of Jessica takes over Will, who spreads to Will's father at Will's funeral. And that's how we get into the situation that we're in. But this time, the Deadites aren't just there to wreak havoc. No, they are there for a reason. They are looking for the Kandarian dagger because it is the only thing that can take them out. Which is up in the attic and inside of a bag full of knives that all look different and nobody knows which one's which. But, okay, so we get through the funeral scene. There's a scene right before in the crematorium area where you kind of get the first hint that shit's not right, where the spirit spreads to the father. And then the dinner table scene. The dinner table scene was the most tense thing I could have witnessed. With my own scent, like not just on top of it being an excellent scene, not on top of it just being complete disturbing and horrifying, and on top of like my own personal like triggers, which like and I'm not super triggered. I mean, more so like my own like history with what I've been through. Like it just resonates and hits so and like in all the wrong places, but like in a good way. Like I have never been more tense watching a movie ever, with an exception of like one scene probably. Like there's always one scene. The scene that got me the most that wasn't like a jump scare was like uh, a quiet place where they go to lift up the baby out of the water and the fucking alien just lifts up with it. Like that scene right there turned like it took my butthole and turned it from an innie to an outie. That's what that scene did to me. This scene was super. This was long and drawn out though. This wasn't like a quick chill. This was like a long drawn out, super tense. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Um, you're just praying that the dog makes it out okay. And spoiler alert, the dog does not make it out okay, because that's where that scene caps off, and the dad just fucking goes ballistic on the dog. Um, Again, I'm not hitting this beat for beat, so this doesn't do the movie justice at all. Please go see the movie. Hope you are doing well, Tommy. I'm doing very well, my friend. How are you? Hey, I did see the chat though. Oh, did it show up over? I can't tell at this point anymore, but it did show up over here, so that's cool. I want to see now. I want to see. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Okay, let me. Boom. No, it still didn't show up. At least not on my end. Oh well, that's fine. Uh, all right. So yeah, we jumped into the shit at that point. Um, the dad goes down. They're gonna rush the dad to the hospital. And then when on their way to the hospital, that's where the dad just completely goes full dead eye and just loses his shit. And this is where we get like a hint of like, I mean, we've already had little hints at this point of what kind of man Joseph is. Um, Joseph being the brother, Will's brother, and their brother-in-law at that point. But it is, it is brutal. Like we get a point like I can't keep a train of thought. That's not good for streaming. Logged in. Oh, who, what? Oh, Daryl. What's up, Daryl? My man. My man. My chat is like halfway, like off my monitor. I don't know why. There we go. Now I can see everything. Cool. Tommy, hope you're doing well. Oh, I am logged in on YouTube. It is Daryl. Hello, Daryl. Now everybody knows you're. Well, no, I guess they can't see. Well, I mean, I guess I can. I don't know. It's good to see you, buddy. Good, or I can't see you, but you can see me. I am all over the place. It has been. Before I go any further, it has been such a long day today, and I've had the worst luck today. The day started with me breaking my air fryer and then immediately standing up to hit the back of my head on the corner of like an open cabinet because I'm a dumbass that doesn't close his cabinets. That's not true. Because I was actually putting away dishes is why I was open. But that's how my day started, and then oh my god, everything. I don't even want to go into all the details, but just everything that could go wrong was going wrong for so long today. So it's been a long, hard day. But I was going to do this because I am going to Utah tomorrow, and I mean, it's my day off, and I wanted to talk about some things because I like, again, to circle back around, love talking all things movies, all things cinema. I just love talking to you guys as well. Whether you're watching this live or whether you're listening to this afterwards, I just like doing this. That's why I like doing the podcast so much too. BS with Tommy and Wes. Link in the description below. But all right, back to the movie. The dad, he attacks his son, his younger son, and his wife, and we find out what kind of man the son is because he refuses to shoot his dad with the gun, and then when the dad's about to kill the wife, the son chooses to save himself and runs away. And then that's exactly what happened. His wife gets killed. Thea, I think is her name. Kills Thea. But then that's when we get the fun, because when Thea goes full deadeye after she's dead and comes back home, that's where shit just goes fucking crazy. We get the scene where she pulls the fucking thing out. We get the scene where she's drinking the candle wax, and then she just starts fucking attacking and going fucking crazy. They lock her in a basement at some point, but the grandma lets her out because the grandma's got dementia, and she thinks that this entire thing is so Thea can steal all of her money, which she apparently also keeps under her mattress, which is amazing. And when she lets Thea out because Thea's like, help me, you gotta help me get out of here. And she's like, are you gonna give me my money back? And she's like, even the Deadite's like thrown off. It goes just, uh, yeah, sure, totally. Like, even they don't really know how to respond. This movie's also very horny. I need to say that as well. You get the mother of the whole family making out with the Deadite version of her now dead husband. Like, and she's not a Deadite at that point. She goes half Deadite after that, but like that's happening. Um, you get Thea taking the grandma's dentures out and just slobbering all over them and then putting them back in her mouth. That's how she turns the grandma. And the grandma's a pretty memorable dead as well. She was a lot of fun in this movie. But then Thea kind of goes crazy. We find out they're looking for the Kandarian dagger. The brother knows where it is because the brother read from the book. And that was actually the first scene, I'm pretty sure. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the very, very, very first scene is him reading the book. I don't know actually where that takes place in the movie because you see him drop the pin that he later gets for his birthday, but then we don't actually see him read the book once the movie gets going. So I'm not really sure where this scene takes place. A little confusing about that. Wish that was a little bit more clear. But then the in a weird, shocking turn of events, we finally see Joseph kind of grow some balls, but it's only when his now possessed dead wife is attacking him and he fucking goes ape shit and basically pops her head like a watermelon. Um, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, he finally fucking, manned up, but it was only like it was literally against his possessed dead wife that he left instead of saving. Like, so it's weird in that sense. So it's, I don't know, it's a weird complex character and written very well. When I was in New Zealand last year, I met some people who helped with filming this. No actors though, mostly security people. That's awesome, dude. That is actually awesome. Dude, I was talking to somebody about this today. Like when I'm into something, like I'm into it. So it's like when an Evil Dead movie comes around, I'm like super into Evil Dead. And when there's a season of House of the Dragon on, I'm Westeros all day, every day. When Daredevil's going on, I'm a defender, like so like it's fresh off of Evil Dead Burn. I really loved Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise was my most enjoyable movie from 2023. It was my second favorite movie of the year. So like I was super excited for this. So I'm like super hard into Evil Dead right now. I'm gonna eat a Dorito really quick. My beard was scraping against the mic. I'm so sorry. I need to shave it. I have to shave it before tonight's over with because I have to go to Utah tomorrow for a company thing and I need to be clean shaven. Garlic parm Doritos. I didn't know that this was a thing until recently. It's so good. I love it so much. Daryl, have you watched Evil Dead Rise? I mean, frick, I don't know. I keep calling it Evil Dead Rise, and I'll get to why. But have you watched Evil Dead Burn yet? While we wait for that. Wait, I haven't had chips in a year. Oh my god. You poor thing. I mean, like, that's great because, like, they're terrible for you, but these are so good, though. I got these, and I got some nacho cheese protein Doritos as well. Oh, no, I didn't get the nacho cheese ones. I got the barbecue ones. I have not watched any of them. What? Brother, I got a great triple feature for you. Actually, honestly, bro, you should just man versus movie this shit. Me and Wesley are gonna man versus movie this when it comes out on streaming. We're gonna watch all the Evil Dead movies, all of them, the old ones and the new ones. I also still need to watch Ash versus Evil Dead. It's the only thing I haven't seen. I've seen the older movies. It's just been a really, really, really long time though. I did watch Evil Dead 2013 right before I went and watched Rise, and it kind of set the tone for me. And then I actually didn't watch anything before I watched Evil Dead Burn. I meant to watch everything, but I didn't. But you should watch Evil Dead 2013, then watch Evil Dead Rise, and then watch Evil Dead Burn all in like one go. all three of them are like super similar, but they're all like vastly different. Rise and Burn are actually pretty similar, a little bit more than I would say they are in 2013. The brutality is consistent throughout all of it, just in different ways. But all right. So after they take out Evil Dead Thea, or Deadite, yeah, that was it. I couldn't think of the word Deadite, dude. I'm losing it, man. I gotta start blasting through this. I'm not in the right headspace today. But they take out Evil Dead Thea, and then the dad gets in, and that's where he makes out with his not Deadite wife. And she goes, "You haven't kissed me like that in years." Also, Granny's a Deadite now. Granny's a fun Deadite. And then Thea kind of has to like put everything on her shoulders at one point. The mom almost kills Thea because the Deadite is like telling her to do it, and then she like has to like lock the mother up because she's like, "You just fucking tried to kill me, you fucking bitch." And the mom's like, "I hate you." She's like, "I don't give a fuck, dude." And that's where like she kind of shows out like the worst of like Will's abuse, and the mom. That's where you see like the mom like kind of knew about it the whole time of what she was going through, of what her son was doing to this woman, but she kind of ignored it because she's got this thing where without your family, you're nothing. Without family, what are you? And so there's a lot of, I don't know. This movie's just really good, man. You would be greatly disappointed in my movie watching. I could probably make you lose your shit. Short list of non scenes. I'm gonna assume you mean nonsense. Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Star Trek, Top Gun. Well, you see, of the four things you listed, I've only watched one, and it's pretty clear. I've seen Game of Thrones, but I haven't seen the other ones. There's a lot of like mainstream stuff that I have not seen. I've never seen the Top Gun. I've never watched Star Trek. I've never watched Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen everything Star Wars. I've seen the episode movies, but that is it. I haven't seen Solo. I haven't seen Rogue One. I watched the first two episodes of The Mandalorian, and that was it. I haven't seen anything else from the rest of the shows. I haven't seen Clone Wars from the animated series from back in the day. I've only seen episodes 1 through 9, and that is it. My biggest thing right now is Marvel, as you can see. All right, but then the dad comes in. Once the dad gets into the house, that's when you get that really cool scene from the trailer of like that one shot. This movie shot very awesome. The cinematography was great. The way everything, the camera work was so good in this. That made this movie like, and it helped make this movie an experience. I also did watch this movie in D-Box. That's where like the chair fucking moves and shit. It's only the second time I've ever watched a movie in D-Box. You know what the first movie was? Evil Dead Rise. So I'm going to keep that tradition where I watch all the Evil Dead movies in D-Box theaters, and that's the only movies I'll ever watch in D-Box. Lord of the Rings is another one I haven't seen. Oh, the one that will make you mad. I have seen Iron Man 1, and that's my list of Marvel. My God, brother. Oh my God. Man, my Marvel nerd schlong is so big. It is the thing I am most knowledgeable about, is the MCU specifically, not even necessarily comics. I know about comics. Like I know the story of Secret Wars 1984 and 2015. I know both the stories, but outside of that, I haven't dived too deep into comics. Not that I haven't done anything with comics, I have, but when I say I'm a Marvel nerd, I specifically mean live action, MCU, pre MCU, X Men, Raimi, all that. That's the extent of my nerd knowledge, but it is huge. My knowledge of it is massive. I win every Marvel trivia that I'm in. All right. Once the dad comes in, that's where you get that long shot scene. What? That's where you get that long one shot scene, and then the scene happens where the grandmother almost kills Thea because of the mom. Thea ties up the mom in the bathroom. That's where they start fucking getting it all out, going back and forth. And then the mom just kind of gives up on humanity and accepts being taken over by the Deadites. So it shows that you don't actually have to die to become a Deadite. You know, she had all the stuff in her system from making out with her husband, and she just kind of let it take it over. But it also does show that you can resist it as well, because she did fight her husband Deadite at one point, though, after they tongue wrestled. But then the movie kind of starts to pick up the pace a little bit. Thea gets into the attic. She's going through the daggers. Joseph is a Deadite now as well, because he got his shit pushed in by Daddy. And then she's going through stabbing him one by one with all these different knives, and none of them work. And he's just sitting there laughing. And all of a sudden, the most basic, small-looking knife is the one that works, and it's the Kandarian dagger. And she fucking gets him with it. She fucking chainsaws Dad's face in half. That was one of the scenes that didn't work for me, because she looks back and you see him like kind of looking up at her with his face kind of sliced in half. Like, that scene didn't necessarily work best for me. But then she sets the house on fire, and it's super fucking cool. And you get that super fucking cool shot. It's actually in this trailer as well. You get the super cool. Is it here? Or is it right before this one? This right here, by the way, is Will. This is the big bad of the movie. It's where, after she's burning the house down, the corpse of Will walks out and shows itself, and that's apparently what the dad was seeing as well. And it just looks bad. But there is that really cool shot, though, of her upside down, looking up at the fire. That one right there. Go back, go back, go back. That shot right there. You get that shot, and it goes up, and then one takes it, goes to the burning building, goes up, and then you see Will standing in the doorway. And that scene is cool. And when he's walking out with the fire, it's cool. I just wish that whole thing stayed right here. And if this is what they were going to do, they should have just done it right here and not have to run all the way back to the construction site where they held the funeral and have this whole sequence where she falls down this thing and she gets her leg impaled, and it's just all dragged out, and you get to see really how bad the effects were for it. But man, that was my only complaint about the movie. It is a big complaint because it is like the final act of the movie, but it is what it is. She ends up, surviving. And then, when they ask her what's going on, she said, "Who did?" The police ask her, "Who did this to you?" She just goes, "My ex." Oh, that Jesus Christ! Why did my voice sound like that? She sounded way more badass, and then she goes, "My ex." It's like, what? It's pretty cool. But then there's a mid-credit scene, and then there's a post-credit scene. Mid-credit scene, you get to see Granny Deadite just crawling down because she had a prosthetic leg that she lost, and then she got kind of tied up somehow, and to get free, she sawed off her other leg. So she's got no legs. She's crawling down the road, and she's just cursing fucking Alice's name. And then a girl pulls up, and she's like, "Oh my God, do you need help?" And she's like, "My legs, I've lost my legs, but yours will do just fine," and fucking scratches her, and that's the mid-credit scene. So... And then we get to the post-credit scene, and we go back to the crematorium, the funeral home where we were at earlier for Will's funeral, and the little girl's asking about where are all these urns, and her mom explains, "Oh, these are for, families who never came and picked up their loved ones. We keep them here for a little while in case they remember to come pick them up." And you see somebody else's name, but then it goes to Ellie Bixler, I think was the last name, which was the name of the mother that first becomes a Deadite in Evil Dead Rise. And then we hear her voice say, "Don't be afraid." And we see the little girl go to a mirror where she sees Ellie in the mirror, just looking like her normal self, like as a mother. And she's mirroring her movements. And then when they touch his tips, the little girl turns around and Ellie's there in person, full Deadite. And she fucking caresses her and then fucking snaps her neck in the most brutal way. The little girl, insane, blood everywhere. And then she just looks at the camera and goes, "Mommy's back." And then I creamed myself because that was hot. And that was my first instinct. My second instinct was, how's that possible? But I'm not gonna let it ruin my experience like a lot of other people are doing. I'm just super happy that she's back. Like, there's a Deadite that became so legendary that they're bringing her back for sequels. Like Like, she's that bitch. So that was a lot of fun. Just me, ooze. Day one is just me, ooze. All right. Moving on. Let me know what you guys thought about Evil Dead in the comments below, whether you're watching this afterwards or not. Moving on. House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 4. Non-spoilers. Not a lot of action once again. So if you want to see action, this isn't the episode. That was the opening episode. They got it out of the way. And then it's just been drama, drama, drama. But it's building to something. It is building, building, building. We get more of real Darren this time around. We get just Rhaenyra also just being done with these guys' shit. You know, the end of season 2 made a big deal about bastards being able to ride dragons. You know, Hugh Hammer got Vermithor, Ulf the White got Silverwing, and she was like, it ended with that cool shot of like Daemon pulling up on her, or not Daemon, Aemond pulling up on her, and then just 3 fucking dragons sitting there waiting, and then he has to turn back around because even Vhagar can't like 1v3 that shit. But then now that she's got these dragon riders, and it's like now they're just a pain in her ass. Like now that she's got King's Landing, she's taken the Iron Throne, she's got what she wanted, but then these guys are kind of all expecting like, okay, we we pledged our lives to you, we served you, we helped you take King's Landing, we helped you claim your throne. Can we have like a place to live? And she's like, oh, god damn it. These guys are so annoying. Ulf the White at one point comes in. Okay, we're getting to spoilers. All right, before we go, non-spoiler review. Episodes continues to be phenomenal. Matt Smith continues to be amazing as Daemon. There's even more layers unlocked to him in this episode when you don't really think that there are. We get to see kind of everybody's kind of brilliance in this episode, and then the new antagonist of what looks like the season. I don't know if this is the big bad of the entire season or just halfway. I'm not sure. We're already halfway through the show, but we're getting to the Battle of Tumbleton, and I don't know. But he's amazing as well. I don't want to go too much into the themes of it and dive. You can go watch a new Rockstars video if you want to know like the meanings under everything and the comparisons and whatnot. Not too don't really care too much about that, but it is absolutely still 100% my favorite TV show. It's like not even like the only thing that comes close to House of the Dragon is Daredevil. Like, and like we're talking peak Daredevil to come close. Like season 1 of Born Again, episode 4, Frank Castle, Charlie Cox in the bunker. First time they've seen each other in like fucking 8 years or whatever it is. Like that scene right there is my favorite scene in the MCU besides Thor arriving in Wakanda. And like that's like peak Daredevil right there. And like that like is the only thing that like comes close to like House of the Dragon, especially like when House of the Dragon is on. Like there's nothing better than it. It is amazing. So season 3, episode 4 was awesome. But we really get to see everybody's genius in this. We get to see Rhaenyra kind of, I don't know, be a little bit less gun shy. When Mizaria starts like, she goes like, name a master of coin and let the people blame them when they find out what happened to our resources. And she's like, oh, she's instantly got somebody in mind. She's like, she's definitely gonna let somebody else take the fall because she's broke. It's so good. We're in spoiler territory now, so heads up. Fucking, we get to see Caraxes disobey Daemon, but only because he senses another dragon is near, and it's fucking Sheep Stealer. When Daemon goes to the Vale to get fucking money, because they're broke, and then he gets to see his daughter. We get to see interactions with him and his girl, his daughter, his youngest daughter. There was a scene actually in season 1 that got cut of him hugging his daughters. So he's always just looked like this guy who doesn't care about his first round of kids with his second wife. Because him and his first wife, I don't think they had any kids. So him and his second wife had 2 daughters. We never really get to see his relationship with them at all. And apparently it was basically non-existent. Now he's got kids with a 3rd woman. Like, but we finally get to see him have a scene with his daughter, and she calls him out on his shit. But he genuinely seems like concerned, which is kind of surprising. It was an aspect we weren't expecting. Like he sees that his daughter is the writer of Sheep Stealer, and it all clicks. Where he's like, "Oh shit, my daughter got my wife's son killed because she's fucking stupid or brave, who knows?" But and she calls him out. She's like, "You never gave a fuck about me. You never paid me no heed at all. Why now?" She calls him out for all of his shit, and it's so good. And then ending on just the what. Oh man, I don't want to go. All right, I'm not gonna dive too deep into this. If you want, just go watch the episode. I'm not gonna break this down like I did Evil Dead Rise or Evil Dead Burn. Jesus Christ, I keep calling it Evil Dead Rise. If you want to watch it, go watch it. House of the Dragon, season 3, episode 4, got a 9 out of 10 from me. That thing was so cool. I want to put it back on the other one. Yeah, I like this one. All right. Do you guys see the Avengers poster art? Look at this thing. Look at this bad boy. Look at this. Bam. The only other thing that you can't see up here is Falcon. Walking towards Falcon. So just understand that there's nothing really super special about it. And I'm not going to move this. So, but look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. First look at Doom's mask. This is art. This is not like actual, like, obviously it's not a photo, real photo. It's concept art, but it is a good representation of what these characters are going to look like when we get to Doomsday. We got Steve Rogers holding Mjolnir, and it is all cracked and beat up because of what happened in Love and Thunder. Alan Cummings as Nightcrawler's got the white hair. The outfit for Mystique. Mystique looks sick, dude. People complained about these two things. I think they look amazing. Channing Tatum Gambit. So we find out that post-credit scene for Deadpool and Wolverine, the one that wasn't actually in theaters, the one that was only on the digital release and released online later on, where he gets saved by Sling Ring. We see what happened. He got brought back to their universe as well, which also means you could probably guess that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to be in this movie. Who knows? See Loki right in the middle there, right underneath Doom. Stormbreaker. His lightning in this is orange. I don't know if that's just for art's sake or if there's going to be a scene at some point where his lightning looks like that. Thunderbolt's looking exactly the way we left them, with an exception of Alexei. He's not in his little racetrack anymore like he was at the end of that post-credit scene of Thunderbolts. Also, if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, Thunderbolts is a good movie. We've got the Fantastic Four over here. Something as simple as putting jackets on them makes them look cool. Like, it gives them a different vibe and look from the Fantastic Four movie, but it doesn't really change anything. It just gives them more of a vibe, and I love it. We got Shang-Chi. The only thing noticeably different on Shang-Chi is he's got these little ribbons going down his thing now. But I'm glad that Shang-Chi... I really hope Shang-Chi gets some shine in this movie, man, because I really like Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was like... It came out in a dark time as well, and it still performed to the point where Venom actually puts its release date up because of what Shang-Chi did. And I love Simu Lee, too, as an actor. That show he did with Melissa Barrera was amazing. Captain America, Sam Wilson, top right, wearing a very similar suit that he wore at the end of Brave New World. Nothing really crazy going on with King M'Baku and Shuri Black Panther, but the X-Men, look at my boy. Look, I'm a straight man, okay? I have a heterosexual life mate. Is somebody knocking on my door? I don't know. But, James Marsden, looking like this. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm going to cut this off for a second. Go to just me so I can check something right quick. All right, we're good. Beast. Look at Beast, dude. Look at freaking Beast. He's like beasted out. Beast is beast right now, bro. Like, that's not how I expected him to look at the end of that Marvel's post-credit scene where he shows up where Monica Rambeau, or is Monica the daughter or is Maria the daughter? I don't know why I'm asking. Nobody's here to answer me. But I think it's Monica is the daughter. Maria was the mother. Monica Rambeau, when she gets sent to the X-Men universe after they stopped fucking Dopender. I don't remember. That's the dude from Deadpool. Whatever the big bad was in the Marvels, the most forgettable villain from the entire fucking MCU. I just know that the woman's married to Tom Hiddleston, Loki. So, I mean, good for her, I guess. But he, in that, he had the lab coat, he had the glasses on. And it looks like underneath, though, my man's he's been saying it with his chest, because goddamn. But, man, I still can't get over how good James Marsden looks in the blue and the yellow. James Marsden specifically being in this outfit is what I needed in my life. No Diddy. We got Professor X and Ian McKellen's Magneto, Eric. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see Magneto back, dude. I've missed me some Ian McKellen Magneto. And then Ant-Man. Oh yeah, Ant-Man. He's there. He's gonna be there because people like Ant-Man. I don't mind Ant-Man though. I think following I'm a straight man with is somebody knocking on my door deserves a poem. My joke got cut off and I forgot about it. It's a good catch. No pause. But man, this looks amazing. Dude, I'm so excited for this movie. All right, what this brings us. Let me make sure real quick. Okay, I was going to preview the Odyssey. I'll keep it super brief. As soon as I get back from Utah, the first thing I'm doing is going to go watch the Odyssey. I don't really have an opinion on it going into it. I'm not some Christopher Nolan stan. I'm not some like weirdo that's got to watch movies in a certain way. Like, oh, I got to go see this movie at a different cinema because it's going to look better. Blah, blah, blah. I've never really cared. I told you the only things I've seen like 2-3 movies in 3D, and I've seen maybe one movie in IMAX ever. And I've seen 2 movies in D-Box. Like, I just watch movies. I like movies because I like going to the theater, not because I have to watch a certain type of screen or whatever for a certain type of movie. But I will say I am considering, just for the culture, I guess, to watching this movie on IMAX because it is the first ever movie 100% shot on IMAX film. So I feel like I've got to give this movie its due respect, but we'll see. I will be watching it as soon as I get back from Utah. I am excited for it. I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be a really good movie. I'm not a Christopher Nolan stan or anything, but I do remember reading the Odyssey when I was a little like probably too young to read the Odyssey, honestly. I don't really remember too much from it, but I do remember watching like that claymation fucking practical effects movie. I don't know if anybody else seen it, but I remember like one of those old movies where like a lot of the monsters are claymated or stop motion. That's what it is. Stop motion. There's a lot of stop motion in it. I remember watching that movie. I remember the son finally getting his beard, and the guy who would challenge him is like, look, he's finally got a beard. A small one, but a beard nonetheless. I think that's the character that Robert Pattinson's playing. And then the beard is Tom Holland, right? I'm pretty sure. Nobody else knows exactly at all what I'm talking about. And that's totally fine. But the Odyssey is going to be fun. But going back to Avengers Doomsday, I am so damn excited. But if you didn't know, there was a plot description leak that was confirmed to be real by John Campea on the John Campea Show, who has been going around town for months saying him and his co-host Rob, both from separate sources, that are working on the project, sent them the script, and they were both the same script. So they've been going around town telling everybody they know the full script, or plot at least. Maybe not script, but plot of Avengers Doomsday. And when the most recent plot description leaked online, They confirmed it. They corroborated it. Said that, yeah, this is basically it. The funny thing is that they were only seeing it for the first time recently, like a couple weeks ago. But this thing leaked online back in February, and people called it fake, and people are upset about it. Odyssey looks cool. I vaguely remember seeing something when I was young, but I have no idea what version it was. Like I see it. I always remember it because I don't know which movie studio or company or whatever it is, but like when you're going to the movies and you're watching the movie and there's like the tag of the studio, whatever, before there's their little animated thing. There's one where a guy shoots an arrow through the handles of all these different axes. And I remember that being a scene from the Odyssey where it's like only I forget what the main character's name is, but only the real him could string this bow and shoot this arrow through these loops. And then he shows up and does it at the end. So every time I see that title card or that tag card, I always think of it. But spoiler alerts, potentially, if you don't want to hear the leaked plot description for Avengers Doomsday, I'm going to find it and read it verbatim. Brother, I can not believe that the only thing you have seen is the first Iron Man. Bro, this is... I live for this shit, dude. All right. We're starting... I'm going to try to keep it like this. So, go back here. Well, okay. Well, you're going to just have to trust me to read this top bit. But all right, here we go. The full plot description for Avengers Doomsday. Spoiler alerts once again if you haven't already read ahead. Avengers Doomsday opens in New York City on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's Earth. He's fighting Deadpool and Wolverine, who were sent there with a planet-killing bomb built by Beast to destroy Tobey's world in order to save their own universe from an incursion. All right. Odysseus, yes, 100%. Yes, Odysseus, yes, 100%. Yes. I'm just stupid. I'm going to explain what an incursion is real quick. An incursion is when two different universes or timelines, but mostly universes, are colliding. And when they collide, they create an incursion. And the only way to prevent an incursion from happening is one Earth has to kill the other, because the Earths are the point where the two separate universes touch. And if each universe's Earth touch, it creates an incursion, destroying both universes. So what we have here is the 10005 universe, which is the universe with Deadpool and all of the X-Men from all the previous X-Men movies, colliding with Tobey Maguire's universe, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe. So we open up with Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, fighting Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. This is a nerd's wet dream. Wolverine, so Tobey battles Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, who manages to plant the device. Wolverine stays behind when it detonates, and both he and Tobey's Spider-Man, along with everyone on that Earth, are killed. Deadpool escapes and returns to his own Earth, which we see in the distance. Charles Xavier watches the destroyed world below with sadness, but they had no choice. So, the X-Men universe kills Sam Raimi's Spider-Man universe to save their own, because that's the only way to stop an incursion from happening. All right. Now, this is a scene I actually don't think is going to be so much in Avengers Doomsday, but maybe might be in Avengers Endgame Encore, the re-release of Endgame. Where is it at? We then cut to Tony's funeral, the scene at the end of Endgame. Steve speaks with some of the heroes, including Ant-Man, before returning the stones. He's probably letting Ant-Man know what he's about to do, because he's probably going to run the risk of staying behind and wants to know more about the quantum realm, probably. That's probably why he's going to be speaking with Ant-Man. So Ant-Man, this probably says that this is probably going to hint that Ant-Man knew the entire time what Steve was planning during the events of Quantumania, that terrible shit show. He goes back in time and chooses to stay with Peggy. We saw that at the end of Endgame. They have a son, Jim, probably named after Bucky. James Buchanan Barnes, I think is his name. So they call him Jim for short. One day, Loki visits them. This is before the Loki season 2 finale. So this is probably during that time where Obi is teaching Loki about everything. And, when Loki asks, how long would it take you to teach me about this thing? Because they're all about to die. He's like, it would take me billions of years. And it says billions of years later. So Loki continuously rewound time so he can learn everything that Obi learned. So this is probably during that time, is what I'm going to assume. He tells Steve about the TVA and warns him that they will soon prune this timeline because Steve was never meant to live there or have a son. Though Loki offers them a way out. He can take them to a universe where they don't exist and they can live in peace. The Fantastic Four's universe. Before leaving, Loki gives Steve a special card to contact him. This is probably just a temp pad that they use to travel to universes, pretty much, is what I'm assuming. You don't know what that is because you haven't seen Loki. You haven't seen anything past the first Iron Man, dude. You got 100 hours worth of television to watch. Okay. Steve and his family lived there for 10 years. So this means that Steve was there during the events that we saw with Galactus, because at the end of the Fantastic Four movie, it jumps ahead 4 to 5 years, I think. I think it's 5 years. So that means during the events of Fantastic Four, where Galactus was about to destroy the world, Steve Rogers was there and didn't contact Loki for help for some reason. A little bit of a plot hole there, but maybe. Who knows? Who knows if they addresses it? We then see Dr. Doom visiting Sue and Franklin. They clearly know each other. Doom says he has come to speak to Reed. He warns them about the incursion and reveals that their universe is next. He proposes a plan, but they must travel with him to Earth 616, which is the main MCU timeline. The one that we've been with for the last fucking almost 20 years. Doom also asks Reed whether it's possible someone from another universe is living in theirs. They scan the planet and discover an anomaly. Steve and his family. They confront Steve, who recognizes them after living there for over a decade. So he knows them. So he knows what was going on with Galactus, and he didn't call Loki. That's the thing that keeps sticking out in my brain. They explain the incursions, and they ask him to come to 616 to help convince the Avengers to trust Doom's plan. What is Doom's plan? I think they get to it actually afterwards. They travel there, and Steve successfully persuades the heroes to listen. But next, they visit the X-Men universe. But the X-Men are hostile. They've survived multiple incursions and trust no one. They assume the MCU heroes and the Fantastic Four have come to destroy them and attack. Reed and Doom explains their solution: to build massive cannons on the Earth that will permanently separate the universes and stop the incursions. Maybe using the technology that they were going to use to send their planet away, maybe, in Fantastic Four. That could be it. I don't know. Maybe that's why he needed Reed. He needed that technology that Reed was going to use to transfer their planet. Maybe. I don't know. They will split into teams and each one will go to another Earth to place a cannon. Meanwhile, Steve tells Thor that he met a Loki who is still alive. Thor asked Steve to take him to him using Loki's card, the tent pad probably. They locate the TVA, but when they arrive, everyone is dead and Loki has had his heart ripped out. They realize Doom is responsible. Out of all the Marvel stuff, which one do I need to watch? I might try this weekend. Oh my God, brother. Oh my God. Well, okay. All right. Hold on. You ready for this shit, dude? All right. In order to watch Avengers Doomsday, first you also need to understand that all the stuff that happened with the X-Men is canon. All of it. I'm not going to get into the X-Men timeline because that in itself doesn't make fucking sense. But if you've seen the original X-Men movies, maybe you'll know about this. Either way, just understand that the X-Men that you watched in the early 2000s, it's the same X-Men. James Marsden, Cyclops, Alan Cummings, Nightcrawler, Ian McKellen's Magneto, Patrick Stewart's Professor X, all that fun jazz. And that is Earth 10005, which is also the Earth of Deadpool. All the Deadpool movies take place in the same universe, as well as Logan, honestly, but Logan's like way ahead in the future. My nose is itchy. You also need to watch Fantastic Four, because that is the universe that Doom is going to come from, and Doom is going to be the main protagonist / also antagonist of this movie, probably. And just, so you understand who Reed Richards is, and you understand what happened, like their son is powerful and whatnot, because I think Franklin's going to play a role in this movie. You also need to see Thunderbolts. But in order for Thunderbolts, you got to see Black Widow. And in order for Black Widow, you got to see Avengers Endgame and Civil War. And to see Avengers Endgame, you need to see Infinity War. And to see Infinity War, you also got to see Civil War. You also got to see Guardians of the Galaxy. At least the first one. You don't necessarily need to watch the second one, but you got to watch the first one. But you should watch all the Guardians because they're all great. What else? You also need to watch Black Panther. Well, you don't necessarily need to watch the first Black Panther, actually, to watch Infinity War. You just got to watch Civil War, which is Captain America 3. But to watch that, you also got to watch Captain America 2. And to watch Captain America 2, you got to watch Captain America 1, which leads into Avengers. And to watch Avengers, you got to watch Thor. And there's also like 2 more Iron Man movies in that. There's 2 more Guardians movies in that. There's a couple Ant-Man movies in that. Yeah, because to watch Thunderbolts, you got to watch Black Widow. And then you also got to watch Ant-Man Part 2. But to watch Ant-Man Part 2, you got to watch Ant-Man Part 1. You see what I'm saying here? There's a lot. And then you get to the Disney Plus shows. Brother, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. That's why I do what I do. And start with Iron Man 2. Yes. Iron Man. Okay, so you know what? When we get done with this, we'll pull up the timeline so you can see the entire fucked list. Because you've also got there's so much shit to watch, dude. If you go to Disney Plus and you go to the Marvel section and you scroll all the way down, there is a complete timeline to watch in order. The only thing that I would change is I would watch Spider-Man Far From Home and No Way Home back to back, because that's a great pairing. And then I always watch Thor Ragnarok right before I watch Infinity War, because Thanos' ship shows up at the end in the post-credit scene of Thor Ragnarok, and that's how Infinity War opens. But in the timeline, it doesn't. That's not what the order is. I don't remember what the order actually is, but I think it's like Black Panther or something. But watch Black Panther first, and then also watch Ant-Man and watch Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, but don't watch the post-credit scene. Yeah. Oh my god, these are the things that people get upset about Marvel, but it's the shit that I love so much. I love doing this. I love like watching shit in certain orders and explaining it. This is why I'm doing this, dude, because I love doing this shit. Let's get back to the plot. Right, good. Plot breakdown. Loki's had his heart ripped out and they realize Doom is responsible. All right, baby. All right. Steve goes back to confront Doom, who reveals his true plan to allow the incursions to happen so that he can rebuild the multiverse in his own image and resurrect his dead family. He takes Steve to his castle in Latveria on his Earth, which is the Fantastic Four universe, maybe, or it's a completely different universe that we don't realize Doom is from. There, Steve meets Doom's followers, masked witches. One of them impersonates Peggy to manipulate him. This is probably where we're going to get maybe Scarlet Witch, maybe Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. Maybe this is where he's been the whole time. Oh, so you got to watch Doctor Strange 1 and 2. Doom reveals that Steve's presence in their universe is what triggered their incursion, because he didn't belong there. It also led to the death of Doom's family. Doom became obsessed with stopping the incursion, conducting dangerous experiments, one of which failed, killing his family and leaving him disfigured, forcing him to wear the armor and mask. As revenge, Doom kills Steve's son in front of him. A 10-year-old boy. My son is 10 years old. Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. Doom announces that the Avengers are coming and Latveria prepares for war. The Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and the X-Men unite and march on Latveria. Thor prays to Odin, because Odin died at the end of or not at the end, he dies at the end of Act 1 of Thor Ragnarok. So he prays to Odin, who sends an army from Valhalla to join them. So this is where we'll probably see a lot of the dead characters like Heimdall, maybe Jane Foster, Thor, Lady Thor. We might even see Loki right here too, because Loki's dead. A massive war erupts as Earth begins to collide. Eventually, the universe crashes into each other and are destroyed, killing everyone except Doom. It's revealed that he stole Loki's powers. Using them, he creates Battleworld, resurrects everyone, and erases their memories. They believe Battleworld is all that ever existed. We see them living new lives in this false reality. Doom sits on his throne as the Emperor of Battleworld. The end. Holy shit. This is going to be insane. There's a lot left out of this. Obviously, like this isn't like a play-by-play. This is a bullet points, and there's a lot left out. Like the fight that we're going to see. We're probably going to see Sentry physically using his hands and his powers stop the planets from colliding at one point, because that's a really cool scene from the comics, and Sentry's like powerful enough to do that. Sentry has the power of 1,000 super soldiers. Like, he is stronger than all the Avengers combined. Like, that's how strong Sentry is. He's so powerful, though, that he can't tap into it, because if he taps into it, his darker half can take over the void. Like, there's more stuff in here, though. Like Doom controlling the Sentinels is going to be a thing that happens in this movie. Yeah, there's a lot left out, but this is the bullet points pretty much. But I think this sounds amazing. I love it. I think this is going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys think down below. Also, I don't think Toby and Wolverine are going to die. I think they're going to be saved at the last second by somebody. Some people are saying the Watcher. I think it could just be Loki before he dies. I think we see Loki putting together a team, because Loki's the god of stories. He's the god of time. He knows everything. So I think he foresees all this coming, and he's going to save Toby and Hugh Jackman Wolverine. And he's probably going to tell them, I can't keep you safe, but I can send you somewhere where you'll have a chance to survive and you'll be needed one day. And he sends them to the void. And I think Doom is going to use the void as his almost like sandbox to place all these different pieces from all these different universes around. I think he's going to use the void to create Battleworld, basically. So Loki's going to send Hugh Jackman Wolverine and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man to the void. So when Doom creates Battleworld, they're already there. And maybe they'll still have their memories. And maybe they'll be the lead characters in Secret Wars. I would love to get an Avengers movie, Avengers Secret Wars, where the main protagonists are Hugh Jackman Wolverine and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That would be awesome. Give those guys a starring role one last time before we move on to the new era, the mutant era. I'm excited. Let me guys know. What did I say? Let me guys. That's what I said. I said it and I meant it. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments below. Do you think that this sounds good? Do you think this is mid? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Are you excited? Are you going to watch it either way? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another session of Tommy Talks. I love doing this so much. I know I ramble and I know I stutter on my words a lot. I'm going to get better at it as I go. I'm just starting out, but like, man, this is fun to me. This is just like hanging out with friends for me. Like, I love this so much. Before I get out of here, I'm going to tell you guys real quick that on August 8th, I will be having my last professional wrestling match as a professional wrestler. I will be stepping away after that. It'll be myself and Wesley Crane versus Titan Yen and Riley Grin. That's what that promo was that you guys saw earlier that I was playing on here. If you want to come to that, it will be August 8th in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma at the Property Event Center. Tickets will be $5. It's only $5 to get in, because it's not just pro wrestling. There's going to be live tattooing and piercings, and there's going to be cars there and vendors and plenty of fun stuff. So make sure you guys come to that. It's literally $5. It's a cup of coffee. Come watch me perform one last time. I'm excited. I'm putting my all into this. I'm not going into this with the I'm going to play the hits or whatever. I'm coming into this with the mindset of I'm going to have the best professional wrestling match I can possibly have one more time. I've been calling myself the best for a long, long time. And I've currently got what, 28, 14, 17 plus 8, 25 days. 25 days left. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. Really, really. I don't got 25 days left. I've got 25 more days, is how I've been looking at it, to show why I'm the fucking best. So come see me be the fucking best. Follow me. All my social medias are in the description below. In the comments, you can find a link to my website, get some merchandise. I'm trying to move out of my apartment, and it's very, very difficult right now, so please support. And you can follow me on all my social medias. Check out the podcast, BS with Tommy and Wes. We're starting to post on there. We don't really have a posting schedule. Right now, we're still just kind of posting old, sessions that we forgot to post. So I think we got one or two more of those in the chamber. And then we're going to start recording our own sessions again. Also, Wesley and I are looking for a, like a team, I guess. We're doing 100-mile race in October, and we're looking for people to be there to help us out. Get us through, take care of us when we come back to checkpoints. Don't let us bitch out. Don't let us die in the chair. So we're looking for a team for that. It's going to be about 30-something hours long. So prepare to be there all day and through the night. If you want to participate in that, give me a shout, shoot me a DM, shoot Wes a DM. It's going to be about 90 minutes outside of Dallas. So even if you're one of our Dallas homies, looking at you, Red Chambers, come hang out for, in the miserable heat. Come pace us as well. We're going to need people to keep us going when we're zombies. So come help us out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're watching this afterwards, all the same. Doesn't bother me whether I have one viewer or no viewers or 20 viewers. I like doing this. I like talking. I love movies. I'm passionate about all things cinema. So, question for you. Should we go over the Secret Wars plot leak? Secret Wars being the follow-up to Avengers Doomsday. Also, we got Spider-Man coming out at the end of the month. How's that going to play into all this? Ooh. Sadie Sink. It's the worst kept secret that she's going to be playing Jean Grey leading into the Mutant Saga. How's that going to affect Secret Wars? How's it going to affect us post Secret Wars? Who knows? We'll talk about all that next week if everybody else wants to talk about it. I already talked to Wes about that race. If I am here, I will be there. I appreciate you, Daryl. You're the man. You're the goddamn man. You're the goddamn man, Daryl. Goddamn. All right. I'll be back next week. We'll talk more about Secret Wars. We'll talk more about the Odyssey. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. We'll talk about House of the Dragon episode 5 after it comes out. And thank you guys again so damn much. I don't have an outro. I don't have anything to play, so I'm just gonna fade into the distance here. This one. What's this do? Look at that. It says ending. I'm leaving. I'm gone. I'm far back away now. I'm taking off my headphones. I'm stepping away. I'm leaving. And I'll never come back. That's not true. I'll be back. Goodbye.